Good morning, stampers and fellow crafters. How are you today? Welcome to Nemi's Crafty Cafe, located 20 minutes northeast of Winnipeg. And it's Nemi Batstone here. So let me just make sure I am set up. I have my notes. This is what happens when you clean up just before, and now I'm like, where did I put my notes? Ha ha ha. Okay, so let's make sure we are good here. I'm good with noise. So if you're there, say hello, or tell me where you're from or where you're at right now. What's the weather like? It's sunny out here right now. I think spring is finally here and coming around the corner. So that's really good turn for us, I'd say, considering everything that's going on. Just a reminder that I have a virtual Mega Stamp Camp available to you. You get an exclusive Facebook page as well as videos, tutorials, and you can create in the comfort of your home at any point in time. And my card buffet coming up in 4 days. 4 days? My March 2026 Let's Get Crafty Club Card Club closes on the 15th and features the lovely arrangements bundle. I know things are currently on back order, but I have enough, I think, to get us through. And then obviously things are retiring. And yesterday was the cutoff for Fluttering Garden, so hopefully you got that. And I hope you all also have our Notes of Spring. Hope you have that as well. And there's been some new kits available. Have you seen them? I haven't ordered them yet. They come with these big boards, and I heard these leaves are just stunning and gorgeous. Now, it's not my thing, so I'm not going to probably buy it because I seriously have nowhere to put it. But these clipboards are gorgeous. I think I'm going to buy those and put other things on it. So I'm excited about that. What else? Okay, so last but not least, today we are creating with Easter Joy. It's Wednesday. So on Wednesdays, I normally case what Stampin' Up! Has. But instead, I didn't really like the I thought the samples were just way too simple for me in the catalog or on the online exclusive page, I should say. And so I decided to case one of the Artisan designers. And unfortunately, I forgot to capture her name. So that's my bad. But it was posted on the Stampin' Up! Website or Facebook page, I should say. And she did some amazing work. And so I thought I would share that with you today. And the card uses one of our biggest dies ever. So this die set, I don't know why it took me forever to buy it, but it's the banner dies. And it's actually only $55. For some reason in my head, I thought it was a ridiculous price. But it's not. And the banners are so, like, you get 20 different sizes. Well, I shouldn't say that. I should say 16 because then these count and then these little dots count. They don't count individually, but they count as dies as well. So when you're always counting, you're not losing them. So I guess that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they count this separate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, okay. So they count these separate. So that's 4, 6. So you have 14 shape banner shapes, which is fantastic. There's one missing because we're going to use that one. And then we also have this other mega set, which is massive and I still have to put, which is the alphabet dies. Took me forever to get this one, only because I kept hesitating on it. And I'd add it to my cart, and then I'd take it out, add it to my cart, take it out. And then I said, you know what, I have enough Stampin' Rewards. I got a crop coming up, so I'm going to buy them so that everyone at crop can use them. And there's no right or wrong because everything's upside down and it's not in alphabetical order, which is what drives me crazy. But this is a massive set. Like, look how big these dies are. I don't even think it tells me. Like, I thought, you know what, I can just print these on my Cricut. Yeah, right. So I haven't bothered. So it keeps sticking here, so I gotta transfer these to magnets. But they are about 2 1/4 inches tall. And you get all these little extras here, on here. And there's one, maybe, like, here's the OE together. So it works for different languages. But there's one here I don't know. Maybe you do. and it's this one. I'm not too sure which language or what letter this one is, so if you are watching and you're online with me, then please do tell me what this one is, because I have no idea what it is. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Okay, so that's the only one I don't know. And then you have some more symbols to help in different languages. So we're going to use the H and the I from this, because what we're going to do, just going to make sure I move these out of the way because they're so big, is we're going to case this card. It's so cute. So we're using the blue here that's kind of, you know, babyish per se, but kind of like a welcome baby kind of thing, and which is the back of this fun tulip. So this is the B side. So as I mentioned before, this paper is a glossy paper, and then it's matte on the other side. It's kind of weird, and it's a very different designer series paper pack that we've, you know, ever encountered, and I thought it was fun. And we also used it in our crop, and I shared the projects the other day, or yesterday, or the day before, I don't know. So this is what we're going to create. It's a quick and simple card, but it's fun and I really enjoy it. And so if you don't have the die set, that's okay. You can either just use whatever pattern or figure you want, but all you're pretty much doing is popping that out. Good morning, Christine. Thanks for joining me. And then I'll show you how she did the double ribbon, or at least my method of doing the double ribbon. Okay, so I took a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, your standard card base, so it fills up the whole front. And then she used the all in a row embossing folder. Unfortunately, all in a row is now discontinued, so it no longer shows up in the catalog or online, or sorry, it doesn't show up online. And it's part of the January to April mini, which is ending next month. And already there's products discontinued. And so, as you know, we're switching to quarterly catalogs. So you're going to start seeing that a lot. You're going to look for things and realize it's not there online, but you see it in the actual physical catalog. Well, that's because we switched to quarterly moving forward. Things that disappear will just be discontinued, and you no longer can find them anywhere, except for in a paper copied catalog, which, you know, is always there and then completely disappeared. Okay, so here's that striped paper on the back, and then I'm using the B side, which has that crumb cake and crosses, I guess, and paper. And I think this one is, what did I cut it to? This one is 2 3/4. So this is 2 3/4 by 5, because I spaced my letters so that they take up at about 2 3/4. So this goes underneath there. And then we need a piece of white. So I'm just going to take a piece of, oh, I had it sitting here. Oh, there it is. Come on. Nope, that's an envelope. That is an envelope. And that's an envelope. Okay, I had a piece sitting here and now I've lost it. I've lost it. Okay, we'll just cut another one. Oh, there it is. Found it. So I just have a piece of white here. So we'll just move our card. And this is what we're going to use to, I'm going to flip that over because it's all dirty on that side for some reason, to do our die cutting. So this is the size I used. Oh, I don't know what size this is. Okay, let me tell you. Because there's like 14 different banners, right? So this is 3 1/8 inch wide. So when you look at, let me see here. When you look here, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the seventh smallest die. So it's pretty much halfway point. Okay. And then this is what we're going to actually cut. So one of the things I've shared with you yesterday was using a negative to create with. So because this is a standard, I'm going to try and position this so I can keep my negative and use it again. So here's an example. This is yesterday's when I made my sample. So I can reuse this and turn this into a shaker card. Right? Okay, so I'm going to position this as best as I can so that I don't lose this back one, and I can make this into a shaker card. Okay, so then I'm going to add a piece of adhesive, or not adhesive, a piece of removable tape to hold that into position. And then, like I said, we're using the H. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way on these. And we're going to use the I. So I have it here on my magnet tray. Look, it's picking up everything from underneath as well. I gave away 2 of these at Crop, a small one and a big one. And I love magnetic trays. Okay, because you never lose your dies. So if you don't have your dies on magnets, then you can use the tray. Okay, so now I'm going to move the dot to the I over, and I'm just going to try and center my H and my I. What we're trying to do is save our time on die cutting. So we could die cut this whole thing twice, but why do that when we know we want to cut out the middle? Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of removable tape again. Okay, let's get this H settled. And I'm leaving a little bit of a gap at the top because I want to run my ribbon there. So I'm going to get a smaller piece of removable tape so I can hold this H in place. And then I'm going to put my I beside it and make sure I have equal amount. It's a little, I think, closer to this side more. So I'm going to pull this over and hold my I in position, and then slide my H over a bit because I feel like it's too close to the edge. I. Okay, let's slide that. Yeah, that looks a little better. And then we're going to take our dot from the I and put that in position right there. Okay, I'm going to hold that down. Okay, the funny thing is, I don't think this actually has a normal eye, because that's a small eye. I'm just going to check. These things are huge. Oh, yeah, it does. There's a large eye there. And then you have a little eye. Okay. So just double checking. So I think the full alphabet's there, but I haven't put it on magnetic sheets yet because I just got it in time for Crop so that other people can use them. And I think that worked out good. Okay, so there is our die. That is what we're going to cut up. So I'm going to just bring that over to my big boss. It's easier for me to show you my mini, but this needs to go in the big boss because it's more than 3 inches wide. So I'm going to put it through. You can hear the crackle maybe. And then I'll bring that over. So there it is. And look, the dots already popped out. These are fantastic because now you can use, in this case, the negative, which is the letters, for another card. And because I have 2 of them, I can technically pop them up and put some foam strip underneath and really give it some lift on a card. Okay, so I'm just going to take off. Oh, no. Okay, well, that's fine. Because that is just, I ripped off some of the white, but that's fine. Because that's, we don't need that piece. Okay. I'll put that in my magnetic tray. And then I'm going to take this one off and put it in my magnetic tray as well. Lift that slowly. Sometimes that tape likes to stick real good. When you use our masking tape, see, look at that. Hi. If you use our masking tape as removable tape, you just got to make sure you take off some of that stickiness. Otherwise, it will add to it. And there's our high that we needed and wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to put this banner back on my magnetic sheet so I don't lose it. which I put the wrong way. And now we've got 2. So this I can use for another card. And because I cut one yesterday, I can double stack them and give them some thickness. And this is the one we need for our card today. Oakley dokley. Now, I'm just going to put this aside in my other tray so I don't lose it. Okay, and then so we also needed a mini circle, and the mini circle that I use comes from Stylish Shapes Dies, right? I talked about this so many times. And I pretty much use this second smallest, it's this guy here, to die cut that one. So now we have that piece. And all we need left is, I forgot, I should have cut it at the same time, was our chick. So I should have did this all together, so I could have did it in one sweep. I could have did the chick and the banner together, and I totally forgot. So let's get that chick done. Boy, we're using the chick a lot. Good morning, Kathy. Thanks for joining me. So looking forward to bingo tonight. Okay, and then we're gonna color it. How's your car, by the way? Because yesterday you posted that you hit a pothole. All good? And we're gonna color it in. And I'm just gonna grab I didn't do it to my other card, but this one I think I will. And I'm going to add the Timid Tiger. T, where are you? There it is. So I'm just gonna add Timid Tiger to the nose and give it a little bit of lift. You know, I think I might even grab, let's see here. Why is this zipper stuck? Oh, yes. So I'm going to grab my Lemon Lolly, the coordinating one. There it is. Those are all my blends. I like to store them in a to-go. So then that way I'm, you know, ready. So today is the day when they release the outdoor soccer schedule. So once I see that, I'm able to make plans for the summer. Can't wait. So by the way, my birthday is in April, in a month from now. And so literally I'm hosting a birthday bingo bash. So you gotta watch out for that. So 2 things I love to do. Gather. Okay, 3 things. I like to gather, and I like to eat sweets, and I like to play bingo. So that's what we're going to do for my birthday. All good. $600. Oh my God. So did you get your groceries? Because if you need cream this weekend, I got lots of cream. So I have an extra. I meant to tell you that yesterday. Don't buy cream. So yeah. So anyway, bingo. It's so much fun. I should just make a day of it, right? Rather than a couple hours. Really give us lots of time to celebrate my birthday. Okay, so I'm gonna take that little chick because I think that's the only thing we need. My bad. I should have, like I said, I should have ran it through the same time that we did the die because we're using the big box, so there's lots of room on that plate. My husband's like, oh, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, well, you know, the usual, go to Hawaii, but who am I kidding? He laughed. I laughed too, because I thought it was funny. Okay, so one day, when the kids are done soccer, one more year and Benjamin's done. Oh my gosh. Which is, you know, sad and happy at the same time. Okay, so we got Balmy Blue going here, so I'm going to take some Balmy Blue. And we're going to put our parts there. Yes. Our chick. And we're going to take our, what do you call it? Blending brush. And we're just going to blend the edges of this circle. So I'm tapping off because I don't want big blobs on my circle. And then I'm just going to rotate it. I'm too lazy to clean my mat, so that's why I'm using paper. So those of you that don't have a glass mat, you just use scrap copy paper or whatever you got and put it underneath so you can tap off, I should say, and then blend on. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty good. If you want your edges darker, then by all means, bring that in. So everyone is arriving in Long Beach today. It is March 11th, right? Because tomorrow on stage starts. Well, I shouldn't say Long Beach, because somewhere in Australia, somewhere in, I think it's Germany is the other location. Because it's global, right? Stampin' Up! Is a global company. I wish I was there. One day, someday, maybe next year, because I might be in Utah next year, which is the home of Stampin' Up! But flights are just insane. Even though I can share rooms and I get to go to the event for free as a Silver Elite, then it makes it difficult. Bought cream, okay. But that's okay, I have team meeting tonight, so hopefully I can use up some of the cream. Okay, so then we just need to take and punch a little hole. So if you don't have a hole puncher, you can use take your pick tool and just poke a hole with that. Or you can use, we have a little trio punch set that does it. And then I have this retired set that does, I forget what it's called and I don't have it labeled. And it's got one that creates a little slit and then one that does a dot. So I'm just gonna mark it with a pencil so I know how deep to go, because I know me, I will screw it up. And I'm just gonna take this and poke a hole. Like so. Okay, I think I'm almost there. There we go. So it kind of looks like a little tag. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done. And so now we just need to assemble. So we need a base, which I didn't prep. So let me grab a card base. So I'm gonna use Thick Basic White. And I'm gonna put this as a tent card, meaning I'm gonna go portrait. So I'm gonna cut this at 4 1/4 by 11 rather than 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. So I'm just gonna slide that down. Oh, I forgot to score. Score first, cut once. That's the way it's supposed to be. So then I'm gonna line that up at 5 1/2 and I'm going to pull that through. And now I've got my score line, and I'm going to fold over, and then I'm going to have that. Okay, so this just glues right on top. Just make sure it's right side up. So we'll add our adhesive to that. Oh, there's that beautiful fun spring side. So the fun thing about Stampin' Up! Being a demonstrator is you get first pick, or you get first view of the upcoming new products that are coming out. So we get a link to the digital catalog this week, I believe. And then we get to pre-order by the end of the month, which means during my birthday bash, I'm going to have a sneak peek of all the product that comes out in May. Well, not all. I shouldn't say that because I can't afford to buy it all. I buy in chunks as I can afford it. So then that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to see it and you have FOMO like I do, that is what you need to do. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. And the way I'm going to line it up is I'm going to leave a little space at the top. And I'm just going to use these crosses as my guide, and then the rest will be at the bottom. So then that way I know I'm straight. Because this is about 3 inches wide, and this is 2 3/4. So you get, or 2 1/2 maybe. So you're just going to make sure you have equal amount on either side. Just eyeball it. So on this card, when I first did it, I just glued it down, and I felt like it was missing something. So this one I'm going to pop up and see if that makes a difference. So we're going to add our Pop-Tarts here and see if doing that changes the card. Okay. And I'll do that, and I'll put one more in the corner. I just realized I can't go all the way into the corner. Oops, because they're hanging off. Duh. Let's see if I can peel this off. Oh, it's already stuck. It's already stuck. Gotta love Stampin' Up! Adhesive. It works so well. Not when you want it in your favor. Okay, let's try that. And I gotta move these two. What not to do? Come on, lift. I mean, worst case scenario is we just make sure we put another glue dot underneath. Or glue dot, a dimensional, I should say. Okay, wasn't smart of me. There, okay. Whew. I think I fixed it. Okay, so let's get that going. Let's see if we've fixed it. Just got to get all our covers off, and then I always touch it to see if I missed any. Okay, so we're gonna add this here and line it up and try and get it centered as best as we can. And I'm going to use the lines as a guide, or the pattern as a guide. And then I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we have that. Okay, I think I like it. This bottom one, it looks a little crooked, so let's see if we can fix that a bit. Oh, it's gonna be hard. These dimensionals are super sticky. They just don't want to move. Let's see if I can move this one. Nope. Oh my, stubborn. Oh, it's kind of a good thing, like I said earlier, but also a bad thing. Okay, that's the best I can go because it's already stuck. Okay, so this has coordinating ribbon in this suite, and it's the Balmy Blue. What's it called? Gingham, usually? Oh yeah, gingham. So now we got to do our ribbon. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add, because it's really glossy, I just don't trust myself. I'm going to add some tear and tape. There. And there. And then I'm going to add a piece as well. I'm just going to prep a couple pieces to put over the ribbon to hold it in place, because we're going to put more dimensionals on there. Okay. Now, my nail probably can't. I had to trim my nails down because it's been so dry and they just keep cracking and they're brittle. So I'm going to pop that off. I also changed out my tray. So I designed these little trays, organization tools, these little toolboxes, and Bart did them in different colors. So I grabbed the blue one and went from white to blue. I freaking love the color. So anyway, if you're interested in these are $15 Canadian, and I don't know what it costs to ship. So I'd like to figure that out. Maybe I can just put it in one of those standard Canada Post shipping containers. Then it wouldn't have to, then we don't have to worry about shipping costs. It's so expensive to ship in Canada versus US. So, you know, states are so close together, they're able to maneuver, and there's so many deliveries, whereas here we're so widespread, makes it a little more difficult to get orders out or to get things to where you want to get them. Okay, now I'm going to just grab my ribbon scissors and trim that, and we're going to make sure we're kind of centered along the top. And of course we're not. There we go. Now we are. Okay, so I'm going to just put some adhesive on there again to just hold it in place and make sure that ribbon doesn't slip. And that is where we're at. So that's how, and plus we're not wasting, right? And here we're doing a double bow. So to do the double bow, you're gonna need some tweezers. And what you're going to do is just wrap the bow. So here's my mini, and then there's my tail, and then here's my other mini. So we're doing two. This is how I do it, and all we're doing is weaving. So you just gotta find that middle. So my middle's right about there, and then make sure you're kind of even on both sides. So this side could use a little bit more, and there's my, or I can go smaller and go, you know what, that's too big. So I'm gonna go a little smaller. So that's my one side of the bow, and then here's my other side of the bow. Right? And then you can pinch that, and then that'll be your middle, or your one. So then we need a second one, so we're just gonna weave that again and go a little longer this time. So we're gonna go like this, and like this. And so we're just gonna, again, make it a little even. I'm just pulling the tail out of the way so I can visually eyeball it and see if I am good to go. And I think I am. So when I'm happy with it, I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to pinch that middle. So now I can do a quick view and go, okay, am I really happy? No, that one's a little too long. I'm just going to put that there. And then go, okay, I think I'm good with that. So you can see if your ends or your ribbon loops, your loops are even. So there, and then that's gonna go there. So how do we hold that together? Well, then we're gonna bring in some thread. So we're gonna use linen thread. And we're gonna take this. You'll probably need about 12, 15 inches. But I like to go off the roll, because then I know for sure I'm not wasting, or I'm too short. Then this gives me an option. Well, now that I'm happy with that, I'm just gonna cut off here. Okay. And then we're gonna tie a bow. Or knot, I should say. We're gonna do a knot first. And the knot is what's gonna keep us, it's gonna keep this together, right? So, well, we gotta make sure that knot's not on our tweezers. Nemi, seriously. Alright, I don't think I've fully recovered yet from crop. Oh, I've been so tired. It's crazy. Or maybe it's the weather. I don't know. You would think that I'd be all sunny and fun, but I'm happy because the sun is shining and the weather's been great. It wasn't cold walking through the parking lot yesterday on our way to soccer. So that's a bonus. So when I pull, that's how you get that little, that's how you get the center. And then I'm gonna double knot it so we don't lose it. Okay. Now I can take my tweezers off, and then I can just pull this a little more because I don't think it was centered. It's still not really centered, so we'll slide it a bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think it could be a little tighter. So, but we should be okay. There we go. This one's just being funny over there. Da, 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 da. So now we just need to put our little guy here. So I'm gonna trim this end over here. So I can weave through our label. Like so. It's so cute. I love what she did. I honestly can't remember. It was posted on the Stampin' Up! Facebook page. And then I'll add it in the comments later. I'll find her and figure out which artisan designer created this one. And then we're just going to tie a bow. Now that we got our knot there, I'm going to tie a bow. This is not one that requires a bow maker because you cannot use a bow maker while you're actually putting this on there. So we're gonna flex that, and then there we have it. So that is our piece. Dun, 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 dun. Super cute. And then that's gonna go here in the top corner, like so. But before we glue that on, we want to glue this in place, because then we know how much ribbon we have and how much ribbon we need to trim. So I'm gonna add, again, some Pop-Tarts or dimensionals. And we're gonna stick that on the longest piece. And I like to put 2 in the middle. And then pop this in. So there's a ton of samples on my Facebook, or sorry, my website, nemibatstone.stampinup.net. And when you look up Easter basket, you'll see tons of examples they give you. Because remember, there is a sheet as well that is literally just 4x6s, which make 6 instant cards, which is awesome. So we're gonna put that there. So why I say we did that last is because if you angle your bow too much, you could be off. So you want to make sure you're at that right angle so that way it stays on your card. And then we're gonna use mini glue dots. So I'm just gonna take one because it's super sticky. And we're gonna stick that in the corner so it looks like we actually tied it using this ribbon there. And see, I'm not off the end, except for my tails, of course. But my tails we're just gonna cut. So we're gonna trim this one down over here. I like my tails long, so I don't mind if I have to tuck it. And then we're gonna trim this one over here. There we go. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. Yep, those alphabet, they are literally, okay, so this one was what, 2 1/4? So this one was 2 1/4. Okay, so the H is 1.5 inches wide. And then this one is, yep, 2 1/4 tall. So, so you can cut them on your Cricut if you have, right? Or you could buy the dies. And I, for the longest time, like these have been out in our annual catalog since May of last year. And I just bought them this month. I finally caved in. Because I'm like, for 2 letters, I'm not going to pull out my Cricut. It just seems ridiculous. But if I was bulk, I was making a ton of cards, then yes, absolutely, I would use my Cricut. So I wouldn't have to sit there and crank. But for 2 letters or 1 letter, it just doesn't make sense. So I caved and finally bought the letter alphabet set. And there it is. So that is all she wrote. So that is pretty much it. I don't feel, and I don't think she did either, that some embellishments are required. You definitely can add them, but I don't think it's necessary. Like there's so much, like the focal point is really up here with the chick, right? And the high is second. So you can see, I don't know if you can tell the difference. So here I just use adhesive and laid that down. Whereas here I used dimensionals and gave it double pop. So I think the double pop, you can tell when in person, it looks a lot better than flat. So I glued it on flat. So, and then here I use a lot more blue than I did on the first one. So what do you think? I hope you like that card. It's super simple and it was so fun. When I saw them, I was like, when I saw this card, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I totally want to do it. So I'll find that page and I'll link it in the comments so that you can see the other designs or creations she's made with this. Okay, so then on the inside, again, I'm going to leave it blank. You can do what you want with it when you win it. And that's about it. So thanks for joining me for Wednesday Hump Day. It's the middle of the week and we're already halfway into March. It's crazy. And I will see you tomorrow on Thursday. Have a great day and happy stamping. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. And of course, you spend $60, I'll give you the kit. So we've done 3 cards, so you will get a free kit if you spend $60 or more this week. I always forget that. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Happy stamping.